And welcome to another episode review edition of the Simply Put podcast. My name is Micki Angeles, and I'm your host here.
I am Fred Niones, a.k.a. Angelo.
This episode is going to be covering Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Episode 13, entitled One of Us, Gooble Gobble, One of Us. And we have Cal, a.k.a. Mr. Hyde, setting up the index, which we find out to be weird people. Except for one dude that looks powerful but ends up not being too powerful.
Yeah.
And we get to see Sky's therapy sessions with the smooth talking Blair Underwood, who happens to be Ming's husband. And we get more of the relationship between Fitz and Simmons as far as how they're going to be dealing with this inhuman problem.
What?
And the S.H.I.E.L.D. that we know is not the real S.H.I.E.L.D.
Huh?
Not sure, but we'll find out with this episode review.
Oh, that was an okay episode in my opinion. I liked it a lot. The main villains, in my opinion, were kind of like a throwaway, little wasted opportunity there. I thought we'd get a little more name recognition behind the villains, but they were just, I guess, made for the show. But I like the dynamic between Sky and her therapist, who is the Cavalry's ex-husband. That was fun, and to see her laugh was pretty crazy. And that I don't know.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about because I love this episode. I thought this episode, other though, that's not even a word. Other than the Index or Metahumans or whatever villains that Mr. Hyde picked up were very subpar. I think this episode, as far as character development and where they're going to bring the story forward, is the reason why Season 2 is so much better than Season 1 and why people who fell off need to go watch this show, because it's only going to produce better and better episodes. Yeah, and also in the fight, we got to see Mr. No Eyes come back.
Oh, that was sick.
And take Mr. Hyde completely out of the equation. But the key to this episode was Sky's therapy.
Yes.
And what she's dealing with, her newly found powers. Just like the mutant agenda, we have the inhuman agenda, and she needs to control them because I think that S.H.I.E.L.D. really cares for her.
Yeah. And, putting her under the Index was just them following procedure.
Yeah, I think it's just protocol.
To see May actually worried for her safety and then bringing in somebody she's very comfortable with and she trusts to look over Sky's psych evaluation shows how much she cares. Like, she's Sky's, she's really Sky's mother at this point.
Yeah, and I think we definitely got to see how untreated Sky could be and how that correlates with how bad things could get for anybody in the vicinity with her quake powers. And we got a glimpse of how they actually work, how they flow from her body and out.
Yeah.
And just like how she's redirecting her emotions, she's redirecting her powers, because in the end of the fight, we get to see Quake try to figure out how to stop her powers, but instead of stopping them, she just redirects it inside her and breaks pretty much every single bone in her arms.
Yeah, and I think that's a tie-in to why she's gonna wear the gauntlets that we've seen in the comics, and maybe Fitz will add a mechanism that will help her control it. But I do really like how the powers are set by emotion, a la some X-Men characters. So there you go, we're getting more of the borrowed elements from X-Men into this Inhuman storyline. And Sky's powers are so super destructive that when she holds them in, she can't even go to sleep without rocking the whole ship or even breaking her bones. So that was pretty cool.
And speaking of those gauntlets, I would really appreciate, though it's going to be hard to do, a RDJ cameo in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think it's coming.
To kind of give not only her technology to control her powers, but also progress this whole Civil War thing forward by having this S.H.I.E.L.D. on Iron Man's side. Or at least half of the people of the S.H.I.E.L.D. in Iron Man's side.
Yeah, and it goes back to who Sky is. She's a fan of the Avengers. She still believes in them as heroes. So to have Iron Man come in, she's like, oh, I have a chance to be part of this team and not look like a freak. And that's all she cares about, being accepted right now.
And I think one of the biggest reveals is that this S.H.I.E.L.D. that we know isn't the S.H.I.E.L.D. that we think. We have Mac taking Hunter to the secret location and tells him that this is the real S.H.I.E.L.D.
What?
And all things breaks loose. I'm trying not to curse this time. We see a different emblem of the S.H.I.E.L.D. where it's the eagle with the three stars. And the Secret Warriors, I guess, theory is it's still there.
It might be.
I think it's still there, but they're having their own, kind of spin on it.
I'm hearing that it might actually be Sword, but I doubt it. I think it probably is like their version of what S.H.I.E.L.D. should be. But in the end, like you said before to me while we were driving here, that they're really working for Fury no matter what.
Yeah. And I think it's going to be a great addition to see next week with Edward James Olmos.
Yes.
Fascinating actor, especially if you watch Battlestar Galactica, to the point where I feel like he should have maybe won an Emmy for that. But I think that there still is some sort of secret warrior. They're just at this place where they can't trust anybody.
Yeah, because of the Hydra,
because of the Winter Soldier effect of Hydra infiltrating Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And there's this growing paranoia now within these secret organizations that they can't trust anything that they can't understand, and we're seeing that with Fitz and Simmons, and now we're gonna see how the real S.H.I.E.L.D. really operates with Mac. And I think Mockingbird is on that council thing in the promo. All right, guys. So, do you think that the real S.H.I.E.L.D. is Sword, maybe a Secret Warriors type of thing, or maybe even Hammer? Let us know in the comments below.
Well, if you do like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube page,
always.
youtube.com/simplyputpodcast. My name is Micki Angeles. I'm still your host. Find me on Twitter and on Instagram at MixCertified.
And I'm Fred Niones, aka Angelo. You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at _Fred_N.
For more reviews, or if you just want to see our long form podcast where we discuss the weekly news of the day and discuss them in long format, go to www.simplyputtalk.com. Find us in all forms of social media at simplyputtalk. Yeah, that's where it is. And for if you have any topics for us to talk about, anything that interests you, movie, TV, or geek related, send them to
let us know.
info@simplyputtalk.com. So, till next time, peace.
Later.